And can you reference in your answer with the 391 and 20? Can you reference what the 5% would mean as you do that?
Right. Under the current law, which was repealed under House Bill 545, it's what we call the payday lending statute. It has two ways that people are charged for the loans, and it's based on an interest rate charge and a fee. Now, when you put those together, that's the APR. The APR is defined under federal law, under the Federal Truth in Lending Act, and they're required to report the APR. In the new law, and I'll explain how that breaks down, but in the new law, it's a flat APR under the same definition as the federal level. So to do an apples-to-apples comparison, you should use the APR from the original statute, the old statute, and the APR from the new statute. The APR from the old statute on a typical 2-week loan is 391% APR. And there were actually testers that went out, Policy Matters Ohio sent out to check with the various payday lending operations in a couple of different cities, and they all charged the same. There was no variance in the rate. Now when you break down that 391%, it is $15 per 100. $5 comes from the rate, and $10 comes from the fee. You follow me? Mm-hmm. Taken together, that's the APR. So in reality, there's no way it can be true that this referendum, which brings back the 391% loans, would lower interest rates. The new law sets that at a strict cap of 28%. So anyone that represents this will lower rates, whether they say 1%, 5%, 15%, or whatever, is not telling the truth. And that's what the fundamental point of their referendum. They are repealing the repeal of the old statute, the payday lending statute.
I hate to display any math in public, but wouldn't $15 on $100 be 15%?
Not as an APR. I mean,
Because what?
APR, those are 2-week loans. To do an APR, the reason that the federal government, through the Federal Truth in Lending Act, requires all these kinds of lenders, as well as credit card companies, as well as mortgage lenders, etc., to provide the APR is precisely so consumers could do an apples-to-apples comparison. You know, because we may say, well, we calculate our interest rate on a daily basis. We calculate it on a 2-week basis. We calculate it on a monthly basis. No matter what that is, they're all going to be different, widely different. So the easy way to look at it is there's 26 2-week periods in a year. Most people get paid every 2 weeks. These are payday loans. So multiply the 15 per 100 times 26, it gets very close to 391%. But it's not just our preference. This is required under federal law. The new state law is a strict APR calculation. And if voters are being asked to choose, do you want 391% or do you want 28%, that should be an apples-to-apples comparison as well. The 28% is what the new law provides.
Other questions?